For member statements today, we will hear statements by the honourable members for the districts of Ferryland, Conception Bay South, St. George's Humber, Baie Verte-Green Bay, and St. John's Centre. Let the games begin, I was dared to say. The honourable member for Ferryland.
Hear, hear.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise in this honourable House today to recognise the annual Volunteer Appreciation Night sponsored by the town of Petty Harbour-Mediscove in honour of all volunteers from their region. The event was held on Friday, May 24th, to acknowledge the tremendous contribution made by so many to the area, and I was delighted to be in attendance. Newfoundlanders and Labradorians are known for their generous volunteer work each year in our province. For many years, we lead the country in our hours of volunteerism. This is demonstrated by many great volunteers from the town of Petty Harbour-Mediscove. I have had many opportunities to work with these groups and see the tremendous work they have done. I want to commend the volunteers for their considerable contribution and the many wonderful volunteers who give so freely of their time and continue to do so. The volunteers of this town have made their town a better place because of the work they do. I would like to ask all members of the House to join me in congratulating the people of Petty Harbour-Mediscove for their valuable service they provide and continue to provide in the future. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The honourable member for the district of Conception Bay South.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, on Saturday afternoon, I had the pleasure of attending the annual ceremonial review of the 2562 Queen Elizabeth Army Cadet Corps in Conception Bay South. I had the privilege of being a reviewing officer at the ceremony and would like to recognize Commanding Officer Tony Kane for his dedication to the cadet movement and the efforts of the cadets, their commanding officers and organisers of this fantastic event. I would like to acknowledge some special awards presented. The Most Improved Cadet, Lieutenant Corporal Jacob Templeman. Most Dedicated Cadet, Corporal Anna Tucker. Master Warrant Officer Ashley Tucker and Warrant Officer Andrew Parker received the Army Cadet Service Medal, 5 years of service. And the Chief Warrant Officer Leah Barrett was presented with the Cadet Service Medal for 6 years of service and the Royal Canadian Legion Cadet Medal of Excellence. During the afternoon celebrations, displays were performed by the drill team, band and flag bearers, and I would like to commend them for their great work and dedication. Mr. Speaker, I ask all honourable members to join me in congratulating the 2562 Queen Elizabeth Army Cadets and extend best wishes to them for their continued success. Thank you, Chair.
The honourable member for the district of St. George's Humber.
Mr. Speaker, I rise today to make all members and indeed all listeners aware of one of the premier cultural events taking place in the province this summer. The Flat Bay Powwow will be held this year on July the 13th, 14th and 15th. A powwow is a unique event signified by social exchange, cultural sharing and ceremonial rituals. Indeed, the powwow is a time of teaching, learning, singing, dancing, feasting, sharing and healing. Powwows are an expression of culture, pride and identity. It is a unique, unifying ritual of the young and the old, a recollection of the past and a celebration of the future. The Flat Bay Powwow is a showpiece of the cultural revival which is happening amongst the Mi'kmaq people of this province. It is a must-attend event for Indigenous people who want to reconnect with their heritage and for anyone in the province who wants to fully understand the multicultural nature of our province. Mr. Speaker, I invite all members of the House and the general public to attend the Flat Bay Powwow held on July the 13th, 14th and 15th of this year.
The honourable member for the district of Baie Verte-Green Bay.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to acknowledge a true entrepreneur, Mr. Wilbert Weir of Little Bay Islands. Born in 1928, he received his sea legs at an early age as he spent the first 21 years of his life fishing off fish-hot islands on the French shore. He started his first business at age 21. He built a small boat and traveled throughout the district entertaining the locals with movies, usually westerns, at the community halls. He also operated a general store which grew to include a restaurant, pool hall, and dry goods. In 1969, after a terrible fishing season, he converted his old fishing schooner into a car and passenger ferry that would operate between the islands of Green Bay. He approached the provincial government for a subsidy to continue this service and walked the halls of the Confederation building for 6 months until it was approved. His favourite hobby was building Newfoundland banker dories, and he has over 60 to his credit. Very active in all aspects of community life, On January 26, Mr. Speaker, of this year, just 4 days short of his 90th birthday, Mr. Weir was elected as Deputy Mayor on Little Bay Islands. What a pleasure for me to honour my friend. I ask all honourable members to join me in applauding Mr. Wilbert Weir. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The honourable member for the district of St. John's Centre.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Walking into St. Teresa's Elementary School is an amazing experience. They are a true treasure in the middle of St. John's Centre, and they have much to celebrate. This year, their literacy action team created creative programs to get students reading. A dress up as your favorite book character and a family pancake breakfast where parents read with their children in the gym after breakfast won them the Indigo Love of Reading grant of $100,000 for new books to help their students develop a whole new love of reading. Their Kids Eat Smart breakfast program serves up to 1,200 students every week, making sure all students have a full belly to help them do their best in school. The program coordinators and volunteers make them a huge success. And St. Teresa's pride is flourishing. Over 30 students, along with their teachers, are actively involved in making a difference in student lives. Congratulations, Principal Kieran Dwyer and his team for developing an incredible community of learning, inclusiveness, and exploration for the lucky students of St. Teresa's. And Mr. Speaker, there is more to come. Bravo. Bravo.